Hey, good morning, John and Shona. Could you tell us something about West Gatherleys as a property and a farm?
It's a hill farm, rough grazing, cattle and sheep. Came up here 20 years ago looking for something different, and had a blank canvas to start with and created something, which is what you see here.
Can you tell us why you were interested in woodland creation?
Very exposed. Some shelter would have been, or will be helpful. Some of the land was very rough, difficult to access with quad bikes and for moving livestock around. So it wasn't really particularly productive or even helpful. So it was just an opportunity to create investment for the future and also to take out some of the awkward bits in the current business.
Can you explain a bit about how Tillhill helped you with this process?
Yes. The grant scheme was complicated and difficult for someone who's not doing that every day. So Tilhill basically applied for all the permissions and did all the surveys and prepared everything for us and talked through all the potential opportunities that we had with the land, helped design the scheme, which is far better than I could have imagined when we first looked at the idea ourselves, and guided us through the entire process. Their support regarding timescales and everything has just been invaluable. We couldn't have done this on our own.
And John, in this particular project, you did elements of the work yourself. Can you explain about what you were responsible for dealing with?
Well, from the start, with the guidance of yourselves at Tilhill, it was ground preparation for planting, so clearance of scrub, gorse and anything else that needed taken out the way, and also mounding in areas that were probably too wet for the tractors to go for ploughing. So I was able to do that, but also the fencing, sourcing the materials and doing the fencing myself to keep costs down and get the fencing the way we wanted it and where we wanted it. Certainly was a big advantage.
So another interesting aspect of this project is that you receive funding through the Sheep and Trees Initiative for installing roding for future timber access.
Yeah, well, it's very simple. The fact that we were given the opportunity to put the road in now, it seemed silly not to. It gave us much better access to the hill and our ground, which before was not the best, but we can now access the top of the hill all the time, but also for our recreation side of things.
So all the trees and the plantations is so much easier to get up there.
Can I ask you about the financials then for this project? How have they worked out for you with the costs and the grants?
The grants obviously paid after the work is done, which was a bit of concern, but yeah, it has worked out well and we're pleased with it.
So as part of this project, you've also been doing the maintenance of the trees yourselves to get them established. Can you say a bit about the work that's entailed?
So it has to be done every season. We have been lucky in that Tilhill have said that they will come back and help us with that if we can't manage it to the appropriate standard ourselves. But yes, it is an important part of the project that can't be just left aside.
And is that a big commitment?
It is a commitment in the winter, particularly when the weather's not great. It's part of the project.
What three tips would you give to prospective landowners wishing to plant trees?
I think professional advice all the way through the whole process is absolutely essential. It certainly saved an awful lot of time, money and heartache having guidance from Tilhill all the way through.
If you're looking for another source for diversification, it's a very good one. As Shona said, especially with the professional advice that goes with it.
And it's a long-term investment for the family, which we can enjoy as it grows.
John and Shona, can you tell me something about the ecology of the woodland area that we've planted? Has it changed?
Oh, most definitely. The fact that the bird life has increased tenfold, but not just in the areas planted, but they're coming in the corridors in between each area that's planted, and the bird song, because they can flit back and forth, is great. Yeah.
Much better than it was before.
Wide variety of birds, lots of skylarks.
Curlew, more of them than we had before, definitely. And in fact, it was pointed out, red kite.
Mhm.
We have red kite over us now. Not everybody likes them, but we do.